There we go. Hello, students. My name is Christopher Nicholson. I'll be your instructor this semester for CITC 1303 Database Concepts. And this is a hybrid course. So once a week, I believe on Wednesday nights, we'll meet in person. So it's not the first hybrid class I've had, but it's the first one I've had since the pandemic. So I'm jumping ahead here. First, let me just talk about myself. This is my 6th semester at Pellissippi as full-time. I taught 1 semester adjunct before that, so kind of 7 semesters total. I've been teaching computer science at different colleges for more than a decade. My academic history is a Bachelor of Arts in French with a minor in Religious Studies from UT. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from UT, and a Master of Science from Georgia Tech in Computer Science. So again, this is a hybrid course, and what that means is going to be a combination of kind of an asynchronous online course, if you know what that is, plus a little bit of on-site campus meeting. So it's not asynchronous, strictly speaking, because we do synchronously meet on campus once a week. But the rest of the content is going to be delivered as if it were an asynchronous online course, which means you'll have weekly or maybe bi-weekly due dates. You'll have a module of work to work on, some tasks to complete, assignments to complete, and then you'll have a due date for each one of those and periodically throughout the semester. So since I'm already talking about this subject, just to continue, what I'm envisioning on this is what's sometimes called the flipped classroom. I've never really fully done this before in the past. Honestly, it's kind of hard for me to refrain from lecturing, so I'll probably do a little bit of lecturing in the class, but it'll be kind of informal, not strictly prepared. So based off questions you guys have and stuff. So what I envision you guys doing is, because I have developed the material for this course totally for online, there are videos to watch, video guides that guide you through the labs that you have to do. So what I expect you to do is read all the material, watch the videos, maybe get started on your labs or whatever, and then come to the meetings to actually perform work. So come with your questions, come with the work that you want to finish. If you get stuck, for instance, come and bring your work for that. Ideally, we'll be doing these things week by week, so you should be working on the same things all at once. So, and again, it's required that you come. I'll be taking attendance. That'll be part of your participation grade. So, but I do envision it as a flipped kind of thing where you actually learn the material out class. The lecture kind of is delivered online, right? And then the practice is done in person. But of course, you can bring questions, and I'll probably give mini lectures if somebody's like asking a question. I think the whole class needs to know the answer to it. I'll give a ad hoc lecture. I've done this a million times. So, all right. So, with that being said, I try not to inflict my face on you after the first day. It's just for the welcome, right? So, for today, I'll actually, if it'll allow me to do it, I'll put myself down there in the corner and just show you some stuff in Brightspace. So here's Brightspace. Later on, when I do have office hours, it won't be to be determined here. I'll actually have a schedule, and I'll tell you how to schedule office hours for you guys. Unless something really strange happens, I will be having office hours before class, probably like more than an hour before class, so I can have like a break in between the end of office hours and the beginning of class. So if you want to come an hour early, you should be fine. An hour and a half early might be better. But that's when I intend to schedule one of my office hours. Out of the 5 that I schedule per week, one of them will be on campus, kind of with you guys in mind, because it'll be the same day that you're coming. All right. If you ever need to contact me using this email, cjnicholson@pstc.edu. That's the best way. And do it from your Pellissippi account, so I know I'm talking to a student and I'm not violating your FERPA rights or anything. It's a lot easier that way. I don't really use this phone in my office a whole lot, so the best way is to use the email. If you do use the phone, leave a message, it'll eventually get to me, but I read my email several times a day, and if it's a regular day, you'll probably get a message back from me pretty quickly. Weekend might be longer, might be It might be Monday before I get back to you, depending on what I'm doing the weekend. Give me 24 hours regardless before you mail again, unless it's the weekend, and just wait till Monday if it's the weekend. The things that are due weekly or maybe bi-weekly, the assignments, it's going to be Monday. So new material comes out at midnight on Monday, and old materials due by the end of the day on Monday, 11:59. So that gives a day of overlap between, like, if you're already done and you want to get started on the new stuff, you can. If you got some final questions before you turn in your work, before the due date, right, before the deadline and the drop box, you can do that on that day too. So there's one day of overlap between old and new stuff. Typically is the way I do it. I've got notes here that I'm looking at. So the next thing I've got, it says textbook. The textbook for this course, and I'll just show you the syllabus for that. Actually, before I say anything else, start here. I probably will give you an announcement. I'll add an announcement to this that'll say, click on start here, and the first thing in the start here checklist will be to watch this video. So this is kind of like overlapping stuff, but the start here checklist, it's really slow right now. I don't know why. It's probably a lot of us doing this, getting ready for the last minute class is opening tomorrow. So when the new welcome video is in here, when I finish recording this and upload it, it'll be available for here to click. So the first thing you do in start here is that, watch this video, and then we'll go over the syllabus. So in the syllabus, and there's also like another note about this in the checklist. I'll pause for a second so you don't have to wait. So this is the syllabus. We were lucky that we salvaged ours. A lot of people don't have their own syllabi. So, but the textbook, it might be a little bit confusing, and I want to clear that up right now. If you have the MindTap thing where you get access for like a semester, 2 semesters, or whatever, you should be fine. The course textbook for this course is in MindTap. So as an electronic, an ebook, right? That's perfectly fine. If you have a hard copy of the book but don't have MindTap, that's also fine. I'm not requiring activities in MindTap, so do not do them unless you want to just practice. They are great for practice. I'm not going to grade them. The only work you have to have this graded will be in Brightspace, and I left this out in my other little welcome video, but I do things with checklists. So if it's not in a checklist, you're not responsible for it. So you'll notice you get the start here checklist, and then you have the week 1 checklist. Each item, there'll be some items like, read the text or whatever that you don't necessarily turn in. But if you have an assignment that you have to turn in, it will be one of the items in your checklist. If it's not in the checklist, you don't have to turn it in. So do not do the MindTap stuff. Every semester in this particular course in particular, that's redundant. But anyway, I have students who do stuff in the MindTap, and they're like, "Are you going to grade?" I'm like, "I told you, you don't turn the stuff in MindTap, so don't do it unless you want to." It is great stuff. It's a great textbook, by the way. So it's what I'm trying, the long and short, just in a nutshell. The only thing you're required to have textbook-wise is Carlos Coronel, Stephen Morris, Database Systems Design, Implementation, and Management, 13th edition. If you have that as a hard copy, that's all you need. If you have it in MindTap as an ebook, that's all you need. You don't need MindTap, but it's okay if you have it. I hope that's clear. If it's not, let me know. Give me a call or whatever. Not a call. Send me an email, cjnicholson@pstc.edu. All right. As far as what you need in hardware and software, you do need access. So you need, as a student, you get Office 365, whatever, for free as a student. There used to be a guide on the help desk website about how to get that, and I think that's gone. I do have a link to it. You should be able to just click that link and use your student account to go there and get access. Once you log in, it has like a place where you can download applications and stuff that are in the Office suite. Access is not a normal part of Office. You have to have like the student account, or you have to have a special account, and one of them is the student account. If you do have trouble getting it, let me know, but also maybe just contact help desk. Do both, cause I'm not the best about telling you how to get access to that kind of stuff, the software you need. You do need to be using Windows. There's ways, I think, maybe to install Access with a lot of trouble on things like Macs and stuff, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't support it. So if you can get it to work, fine. If you can turn your assignments in, fine, but I don't expect... Windows is the only supported operating system for this course, so if you use a Mac and it doesn't work, I can't help you. That being said, if all you have is a Mac, I think there's a way to check out laptops. I don't know how many are available, but you check with the ERC, I think, about how to do that. If you have a computer that was made in the last 10 years or so, it should be fine for running the stuff that you need in this class. All right. So all that stuff's laid out in the syllabus. While we're on the syllabus, I just want to point out testing exams are 50% of the grade. It's a midterm and a final. And then 40% are like the labs and stuff you do. And then there's 10% other stuff. So one of them will be the introduction post I have is in the first week. That'll be in there. There's a few homework assignments and stuff that I have you do sprinkled throughout the semester. And there's a participation grade that's discretionary. So as long as you turn your work in, you're participating in the class, you'll get full credit on that. Anyway, just review this syllabus when you can. So syllabus, grades, we talked about that. Announcements. So I've got a little cheat sheet here. Announcements, I will make announcements periodically. I do it quite a bit, but I try not to overdo it, so you just start ignoring them. Don't ignore them. What I would like for you to check for announcements once a day. I think if I make an announcement, it should send an email to you. If you set it up that way anyway, if you didn't turn it off, whatever. So check your mail once a day. Check your log into this Brightspace and check for announcements once a day. Every now and then I'll have to like clarify a direction in a lab or postpone a due date, or which is a good thing, right? You want to know about that. So make sure you stay on top of announcements. If you do need to contact me, again, use my email from your student email so I know it's you. Don't use Brightspace messaging. If you do, I eventually get it, but it's a longer turnaround to get back to you because it's not the most intuitive thing to use. Yeah, I think the next thing to talk about is the 14-day thing. So my understanding is that after 14 days, if you haven't participated in the class, I need to report that, and you might get dropped from the course. So keep that in mind. What does participation mean? For you hybrid guys, as long as you come every Wednesday, then you should be fine. So after 14 days of non-participation, you just kind of disappear for me. I would have to report that you're not attending anymore. So make sure you stay on top of that. So again, if you come every week to the hybrid portion, you know, the campus portion, you should be fine. That's participating in the course. I'll be taking attendance, and it'll count for your participation as well. What else was I going to say about? Oh yeah, just logging in is not participation in the course. So don't expect that to reset your 14 days. You need to do something. To be in a classroom in a seat. That's the best way probably for this hybrid course. But also if you turn in a quiz, that restarts the clock on the 14 days, or if you take a quiz. If you turn in a lab assignment, that restarts the clock. If you do a discussion forum post or submit an extra credit assignment or homework or any kind of assignment, any kind of activity, that restarts the clock on the 14 days. But just logging in doesn't. We have to be really clear about that. So make sure that you stay on top of the whole scheme. You know, don't disappear for more than 14 days. All right. And again, I think I want to say start with the start here. I'll do that in an announcement, so I don't really need to explain that to you. So checklist. This is something I left out in a different welcome message. I wish I remember. I do a lot of things in checklists. I think I already mentioned this. So for your first week, you need to do the Start Here checklist, and then the Start Here checklist will in itself tell you to go to the week 1 checklist. So we're waiting. Oh, we're not waiting. I must not have clicked it. All right. So you'll see the last item here in the Start Here checklist is the week 1 checklist. This is where your actual assignments for the week are, and it's showing me an editing view because I'm a teacher. But so first thing is, you know, complete the Start Here activities. Read the, what are we reading actually? Hold on, let me find this. All right. Read the preview in the module and yeah, read the stuff in module 1. The reading and the preview in module 1 of your textbook. So if you're in MySpace, MindTap, there'll be a. I never even used mine. I skipped to MindSpace to Facebook, but anyway, it's just funny that I would use that word. Anyway, there'll be a couple of introductory lessons to read in either if you read it in MindTap or the hard copy of the textbook. So basically just read the beginning of the textbook. So again, your first item is to do everything in the Start Here checklist if you haven't, then read, then do this Excel practice exercise. So this is a little lesson about get your feet wet and data stuff and to compare how people use or misuse Excel versus like real databases. Anyway, there's a video I'll probably go off on it for, a lot in there. The instructions are in this link right here, and here's where you submit it if you're looking at the screen. And then there's some slides that are there for the review. If you do all these things, then you've done everything you need to do for the first week. And one of those things is in the Start Here, which I kind of skipped over. There's a discussion forum post. This is what I use to gauge whether you show up for the semester. So this is very important. Probably should have said it first, actually. In Start Here, the Start Here checklist, there is a activity for introducing yourself. And I'm going to show you how to do it as we're here. So if you click on that general discussion there, it'll show you kind of like a description page. And in there, you'll see a sample of my pretending like I'm a student. I'm introducing myself, right? So the easiest thing to do, you don't necessarily have to answer everything here if you don't want to, but just copy this section that I did here and then click on introductions. And then where it says start a new thread, start a new thread. In the post body, post that stuff that you got from the main general discussion page. And then change the answers because you're not me, right? I don't have to change them because these are already correct, but you would change the actual answers. And then put your name at the top, with caps lock not on. And then post. I should probably pin this post actually. It's always at the top as an example. I like to try to reply to everybody. If I miss you somehow, it's not personal. It just means I missed you because I'm not going to miss anybody on purpose. Sometimes it's kind of hard to keep track of everybody, but I try to welcome everybody to the class. You guys are free to talk to each other if you reply to each other if you want. You're not required to, but you're free to if you see something interesting in somebody else's post. But this is how I will. This is the shortest due date, right? This whole semester, the shortest deadline is reporting to my betters whether you showed up for the semester or not. They'll ask me in like 2 or 3 days before Friday, definitely. If who showed up and who didn't. And the way I gauge that is you have to do something, right, significant in the class. So if you reply to the introduction post, I'll count you present for the semester. I think that covers everything. Well, a couple other things. I make a lot of videos. I've already made them actually. So I made a lot of videos in this class. If any of them contradict what's in the assignment description, go by what's in the assignment description. You can always send me an email and ask me, and I can make announcements clarifying any differences. Most everything in those videos should be up to date. I probably need to revise some of them soon, but it's just finding the time. Audio feedback, a lot of not every single assignment, but often on your assignments, I will give you audio feedback. It's a little recording I make as I grade your assignment. So it'll tell you, give you some feedback on what you might have done wrong or what you did right or that kind of thing. So expect that in there if you haven't seen it before in other instructors, other classes. All right, if you have any questions, don't forget to send me an email.